This is Bucknell basketball on MyTV WQMY.
A fine good afternoon, friends. Joining you from the campus of Bucknell University at Soika Pavilion today, the Bucknell Bison host the LaSalle Explorers. Here on WQMY, MyTV. I'm Adam Marco along with Coach Pat Flannery, ready for this non-conference matchup between Bucknell and LaSalle. You see the starters for the Explorers, led by Ashley Howard, their third-year head coach. A lot of talent on the floor right now for both of these teams. Jameer Brickhouse, sophomore guard, Christian Ray have been leaders for this team this year. They've getting contributions from a couple of different players, including Clifton Moore, the 6'10 senior forward. For the Bucknell Bison at 2-8, heading into play this afternoon, Xander Rice, Andrew Funk, Elvin Edmonds, Jake Vanderheiden, and Alex Timmerman are WNL Auto Dealership's starting lineup. Bucknell at 2-8 this season. LaSalle coming in at 5-4. Coach, early on, we're not to the holidays just yet. These teams still trying to feel each other out, learn how to play with some new teammates, certainly across the board for both sides. Should be an exciting matchup today here for Bucknell, where that record at 2-8 doesn't really showcase the talent that they have.
No, it sure doesn't, Adam. Great to be back with you. And it's one of those days where you see a whole lot of kids out here with their eyes lit up, and for one reason, they both just got done finals. And if you've never gone through finals, there's a first semester and a second semester, and I guarantee you they're both ready to play today.
Bucknell at 2-8, coming off a loss against Princeton, 87-76 the last time out. For LaSalle, it was a 76-74 loss versus Penn. Bucknell donning their home whites, LaSalle in the blue and gold. And we are nearly set for our opening tip this afternoon here at Soika. Alex Timmerman in for the opening tip-off against Clifton Moore. Little laugh from both sides, and the opening tip is controlled by LaSalle. On the near side, that's Anwar Gill. Gill around Nickelberry. Slow it down for Brickhouse. Picked up defensively by Elvin Edmonds Jr. Back to the top of the key, LaSalle with the possession. Good move here, Brickhouse has the ball tipped, gets it back. Gill walks in the lane, kick it outside. Brickus for three, and he got it.
They've both kind of adjusted their lineups today, Adam. They went a little smaller, both teams, because they need handle because of LaSalle's pressure. So you see Edmonds in the lineup. Gill's a real key to this team, talking to LaSalle, so let's see how that plays out today. They started him.
Xander Rice has it off the near side to Jake Vanderheiden. Vanderheiden goes left, Edmonds, and around. Andrew Funk still with the program, the 6'5" senior, swinging right side. Vanderheiden for three, answers.
Great start for Bucknell in the sense that they really need him. LaSalle is going to switch everything through. So they're really going to have trouble with Bucknell's size. That time they tried to double play.
6'4", 205-pound sophomore. Off to Nickelberry, around Christian Ray. Back. Clifton Moore. Turnover is up.
For LaSalle, they'll play a lot of one-on-one. Try to drive the ball on Bucknell.
Timmerman, left-hand hook inside, and he answers. Good back-and-forth start for both sides here. The opening minute and a half at Soika Pavilion. Here's a steal by Xander Rice. He'll slow it down, cross one way, then the other. Kick it back outside. Vanderheiden, another three, off the mark.
Both teams so
drive in by Gill. Bounce it outside to Josh Nickelberry. Goes baseline. Pivot around, no look over top of everybody. Looked like Brickus wanted a Steph Curry distance three there, but instead drives the lane. Down on 10 to shoot. Jump stop in the lane. Up, no good. Rebound putback is there for Jameer Brickus.
Bucknell did a good job of they're really trying to, they have to really contain these dribble penetrations. So it's going to be a real team effort in the defensive end of the floor. Not sure they'll settle for those shots for three. Inside and out. Inside and out is going to be a key for Coach Davis's squad.
That was the 6'9" junior Alex Timmerman with the missed three-point there. Brickus wants another one. This is off the front side of the rim. The rebound corralled by Timmerman. Might have taken a little poke to the eye, but dumps it off for Andrew Funk. Funk to the right side, Edmonds. 3 minutes in, 2-point lead for LaSalle.
There's going to be a lot of mismatches today for Bucknell with all this switching. Let's see how they handle it. There's a big outside. Big's open.
Off to Edmonds in the left corner.
Beautiful. Found the open man.
Bucknell goes up by 1. Off the left side, Christian Ray. We'll leave it for Gill. Goes baseline, sling it outside. Clifton Moore for 3, no. Rebound goes to Timmerman. Long pass up the floor. It's tipped twice. Picked up by Edmonds on the run. Into the lane, then back outside. Vanderheiden, another 3. In and out, no good. They've had some open looks.
Really have. LaSalle wants to make it frantic. They really want to go up and down, and they really want to push it. One of the big things for LaSalle, Adam, today is their coaches talk about their assist-to-turnover ratio, which we've talked about, and they can't afford to turn the ball over here on the road against Bucknell. They just Bucknell shoots the ball too well if they give them too many possessions. So they're both trying to will each other right now in what they really want to do. Remember, they're both coming off of finals, as I mentioned, so they've had a bunch of days to get ready for this. And when you do, the scout, and there's no surprises.
Couple of changes for both sides. Josh Ado, Malachi Rhodes, and Josh Basco in for the Bison. Here's Andrew Funk. Off the left side, goes to Rhodes. Rhodes looking for Timmerman. Double team drawn. Forced to the baseline, kick it outside. Basco drives in left hand, stops, pivots around. Outside it goes. Ado for 3 off the front of the rim. And a fight for it by Malachi Rhodes. Rebound tipped, taken away by LaSalle. Here's Sharif Kenny. Lost the handle, might have been tipped by Andrew Funk, but last touch by LaSalle, and it will be Bucknell basketball out of the timeout. 8-7, 15:33 to go here in the first half. Bison in front on WQMY, My TV. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Saturday here at Soika Pavilion on WQMY, My TV. I'm Adam Marco, Pat Flannery along for the fun here today, Coach. This is a good matchup. What is it going to take from either side? What are your keys to this game this afternoon?
Well, Bucknell has to handle LaSalle's pressure. They're going to pick them up full. That's why they started another guard in Edmonds. And then their team defense, it has to be as a group, collectively. If they let them isolate one-on-one, they're going to really struggle trying to guard LaSalle. As far as LaSalle goes, they need to score the ball with some identity. They have a whole bunch of guys, but they don't really have that one guy that's going to get them 16 or 18. So they got to score with an identity, and their assist-to-turnover ratio has to be positive. If it turns negative to turnovers, Bucknell's going to get a lot more offensive possessions. LaSalle's going to have a long day.
8-7 so far. The Bison have not been shy from three-point range, at least taking those shots. And it's not Xander Rice, it's not necessarily Andrew Funk early on taking those three-point attempts, but you're getting Jake Vanderheiden, you're getting Alex Timmerman posting up and trying to take that shot.
Well, you know, and again, Adam, when you take something away, it's going to open up something else. And right now, they're pushing Funk. Every time he touches the ball, they have somebody that's going to push him out. Here comes pressure, 1-2-1-1. It's just a tempo. They're not really trying to, they're not really trying to steal the ball. What they're trying to do is make Bucknell play a little faster.
Out of the timeout, same 5 on the floor for the Bison. Here's Josh Basco. Slows it down with the right side as Nathan Davis is now getting Andre Screen ready to come into the game for the first time today, at least on an upcoming chance. And another substitution is Ian Mata. So we're not even 5 minutes in. We're 10 men deep on this Bucknell side already.
Well, everybody, again, coming out of this final, Coach really wants to give everybody get a chance to play and give a taste of this, and then they'll start to settle down. But it's great to see so many young kids playing. And here's a perfect example. You saw the shot clock coming down. I'm sure this is kind of a rotation right now where maybe Coach, as he goes deeper, won't be. But these kids that are playing out here, there's a lot of young kids out here. And Screen is an interesting situation because he's been in and out of the lineup. He has a little bit of some health issues, and they're trying to limit his minutes.
Clark goes to Sharif Kenny in the left corner, guarded by Basco. Pass looking to go cross court, put it off the bottom of the hoop. And let's see if it was last touched by Bucknell. It'll stay with LaSalle, an 8-7 Bison lead. Inlet to Anwar Gill. Gets around Ian Mata, kick it outside. Nickelberry for three, no, and the rebound to Basco. Basco down the floor with the left hand. Picks up the dribble, slings it outside. That's Malachi Rhodes. Guard from Marietta, Georgia. Get a hand check foul here, stop activity, and Bucknell inbounds just in front of us on the near side of the floor.
Once the ball goes side to side, it opens up the floor for Bucknell a little bit. If they keep it to a side, you're allowing LaSalle's athletic ability to be able to really affect you with the trapping and the ball pressure. So that's going to be a big key. Let's see how many times they can reverse the basketball.
Ian Mata, 6'6" freshman from Texas, does the inbound. Andre screen, sling it around left side. Here's Ado. Looking for screen, trying to post up the mismatch, of course. It's always going to favor Andre screen. The inlet pass here doesn't find its way in. Christian Ray comes up with it around the outside. Nickelberry drives in, leave it into the corner. Little tip and slapped out, last touch by the Explorers.
Boy, I really like the hands of these kids that Bucknell has in there now. They may be trying to find their way offensively, but you can tell Coach really likes their aggressiveness. And they're aggressive right back at LaSalle is what you have to do. It's a street fight, and you need to go make sure you punch back. And that's what they're doing right now. May not score the ball a lot, but they're really pushing back.
Drive in by Ado, flips it up, and good. Bucket and one. So when Patriot League play rolls around, we'll get there at some point. Bucknell is kind of middle of the pack this year when it comes down to the preseason poll. You've got Boston University, Colgate, Navy at the top. Bucknell tied for 6th in the preseason rankings with Lafayette. American is in that same mix as well. A lot of time here for Coach Davis to figure out what his rotation is and figure out who his key players are going to be, because this is a different roster. This is a different type of lineup than he's had the last couple of years. Absolutely.
And that's all the preseason. That's what he's gearing towards. I think if he had one or two more wins, I think they'd be really feeling good about themselves. And that's the key right now. They've lost some close games and some tough ones.
Kenny outside to Brickus, fakes the 3 steps left. Shot is up and good. 1 point advantage after that made 3 by Jameer Brickus. He's got 8 so far.
You were mentioning about the league, Adam. It's a different style altogether to preseason compared to what they'll see during the season. And they certainly match up. I've seen almost everybody in the league now a couple times, and they'll be right in the thick of things. I mean, Colgate's a team that's up there. We'll talk more about them. But the other ones in the pack, they all have their players. They have some scores. They have some deficiencies. They all play hard. It's a league that plays hard. So that will be interesting. Coach just needs to get a couple here before they go into league play. You need to have that positive momentum and confidence.
Xander Rice checks back in. Ado posting up screen. Off the left side, no. Grabs his own rebound. Put back with the right hand. Yes. 7 foot, that length helps a little bit when you're battling on the inside.
7 foot is 7 foot, right? Coach has to be pleased he got some good minutes from Edmonds. He played with a little confidence, and now you can go back with Xander at the point.
Nickelberry for 3. This is no good.
We're doing a good job on him, frustrating him a little bit, being physical with him.
Rhodes drives in, loses the ball on the pass from Rice, back the other way.
Jeez.
A little errant pass from LaSalle, but no trouble. Right wing corner, fake the shot. That's Jack Clark. Into the lane, draws the contact, kicks it outside. Shot no good, and a good box out by Andre Screen. Rice to the right side. Ian Mata forced to the baseline. Back out, around it goes.
Good reversal.
Ado for 3, splashes it in.
Get that ball side to side. LaSalle has to play a lot in the lane. Great reversal. You gotta love the way they're moving the basketball today.
Big 3-pointer, courtesy of our friends at Red Robin. Off the right side, and contact here as Nickelberry and Ado get tangled up. And a foul called against Bucknell.
Yeah.
16-10, 11:47 to go. First half, back in a moment at Soika Pavilion here on WQMY, My TV, courtesy of Learfield. Geisinger Orthopedics and Sports Medicine's certified athletic trainers and physicians are proud to support the Bucknell Bison. Call Geisinger Orthopedics and Sports Medicine today to schedule your appointment, 800-275-6401, or visit geisinger.org. Geisinger Orthopedics Sports Medicine. I'm Adam Marco, joined by Pat Flannery here on WQMY today as the Bison take on LaSalle. A lot of three-pointers early on here for Bucknell. They have done a nice job from three-point range. 6 for 13 from the field so far. They're 3 of 7 from three-point range, and that has paced them to this 6-point advantage at 16-10.
Well, there's such a confidence factor, Adam, just watching the kids playing here. On that reversal, they're shooting with a flow. Jake making that three-point early takes a little off you, and all of a sudden it gets contagious. I like the way they're handling LaSalle's pressure. They're doing it instead of with the dribble, they're doing it with the pass. So they're finding the open man, they're getting the look, and so right now that's their strength. What they are doing defensively, though, is Bucknell is really getting up into LaSalle. They're playing them tough defensively. They're not letting them isolate them one-on-one, and they're playing good team defense.
Kenny, pass off to Gill. Gill drives in on Andrew Funk, pivots around. Screens there as well, and we'll get a travel call. We've seen Coach Davis go deep off this bench already here in the opening 10 minutes of this game. Does that depth, still playing these non-conference games, allow you to run the kids a little bit more, wear them out, because you're going to go 10, 12 guys deep into this game?
Yeah, and it's not realistic that 10-12 is going to be what it is, but what is realistic about it, coming off of, like I keep saying, you have no idea how big it is. They're also excited about playing. This is getting everybody into the ball game. Just look at their bench, and you can see how excited everybody is to have gotten a chance to play a little bit.
Here's Xander Rice, left hand in, looking for screens, fling it to the right side. Edmonds for 3, got it. Elvin Edmonds with the three-pointer, the freshman from Hopewell, Virginia.
Contagious, buddy. It gets contagious when you see that ball go through the rim.
3 points, 3 rebounds for Edmonds. 20 minutes off the bench against Princeton in their last game. And he's put together an outstanding opening half. To answer, they do. Off the right side, Jack Clark.
Didn't get up quite on him. I'm not sure they were expecting that, but that's what you have with a day like this, where you're going to have two teams really playing good defense.
Go to screen.
There's the isolation because of the switch.
Backs his way in, and a travel call. That was 7 steps.
Yeah, he really good read by everyone. He just really rushed it a little bit. He had size on him. He had him. He didn't need to do that. He could have backed him down with a dribble or two.
It's screen at 7 foot. Backing down Jameer Brickus at 5'11",
yeah.
And maybe for Screen's case, he thought Brickus would body him, and he would have a body to lead into. Well, Brickus just kind of got out of the way, and that sent Screen down.
And they're 1 through 5, so they're not. I thought maybe LaSalle would keep one of their bigs on a screen when he's in the ball game, but they're actually switching completely 1 through 5. That's how Brickus got on him. So that's something that Nate and these guys are going to be able to see as the game goes along. They're not changing to who they are.
Ball tipped out, last touch by the Bison. Here's Clark for 3 on the other side and answers again. Back-to-back triples from Jack Clark.
2 big baskets by Clark. He's getting about 8 points a game. So that's a big one for them.
Off the right side, here's Xander Rice. Go left to Funk. Funk. Left wing, Edmonds, a little bit of a step, no call. Leave it for Vanderhayden, trying to work inside. And they're going to get Alex Timmerman with the foul. Just wrapping around, trying to force his way to the side of Christian Ray.
Right, and you see how many balls are going in there. They have the right idea. Their footwork a little bit right now. They got to get a little more balance inside. But one of the things that's happening is LaSalle is concentrating so hard on Andrew Funk. They're pushing him everywhere. There's always going to be somebody open.
No points so far in 7 minutes for Funk, and the Jack Clark rally continues. That's 8 straight from Clark.
They got to be happy there. That's his season high.
Off the left, Timmerman spins to the baseline, trying to back down, up and no good, and nothing but blue jerseys there for the rebound. Was a 19-10 lead, and now LaSalle has a chance to take the advantage. Brickus for 3, off the mark.
Like to see them get Andrew something here. They need a couple more passes. They're getting the ball up too quick. They're starting to get into kind of a game with LaSalle, who really wants to play fast.
Here's Funk on the near side. Goes crossover to the baseline. Trying to find his shot. Weave his way around, left hand off the glass and in. 2 for Andrew Funk, his first basket of the game.
Well, he sure created that. I'd like to see him create something off a screen where they get him a free look. But, boy, he's a heck of a player. And right there, he was able to beat LaSalle off the dribble.
After some quick back and forth, LaSalle slows it down. Clark stops, little fall away. Rebound tipped around, a fight for it, and Vanderheiden's going to come away with it. Edmonds looking down the floor, goes left-sided. Funk to the foul line, into the lane, up under to the left side, off the glass and in.
Great sign. He's not settling for threes on the perimeter. He's taking the basketball to the basket. That's a veteran.
Back to a 5-point lead now. It was down to 1 at 19-18. Outside, Ray is wide open. His shot no good. Rebound Funk. Pass midcourt. Pull-up jumper for 3. Buries it. The Bucknell lead was trimmed to 1. It is back up to 8. 26-18. We'll take a timeout. Back in a moment on WQMY My TV from our friends at Learfield.
A rainy day at Bucknell University in Lewisburg, so a great time to sit by the tree, grab some cocoa, and enjoy Bison basketball here on MyTV WQMY. As Pat and Adam said, it hasn't been the greatest of starts for Bucknell this season, just 2 wins in their first 10 games, but as we take a look at the schedule, we see that they lost to Ryder twice, and in their last 3 games, they haven't scored more than 60 points, but as Coach Davis has pointed out, the team started 3-8 his first year as head coach here at Bucknell. They ended up winning the Patriot League title. Then sophomores Nada Fallon and Zach Thomas led the way. So I guess, guys, as Coach is saying, this young team still has time to win a Patriot League title, and they have the talent to do so. Back to Adam and Pat.
Thank you so much, Bob Ide, on the sidelines for us this afternoon. It has been a rough start, but you want to be battle tested. You're coming off just an unusual year. The circumstances of 20, which was really just 21 when it came down to it. And you know, remember, we were doing games last year here at Soika, and you'd play basically a home and home. You'd see the same team over the course of a weekend. And
Right.
the COVID issues, the protocols that teams entered last year, you know, you shut down for a weekend or a couple of weekends. So there's a lot to be said about getting back into the rhythm of playing consistent basketball, to playing a schedule that you remember from years past.
Yeah, no doubt. I think at one point last year they played one team 4 times in a row. I think we were following. What I really like about what they're doing today so far is this is what Coach has to be excited about. Is, you know, Andrew Funk, obviously key to Bucknell. In prior games, when people are stacked against them, Bucknell would go to Andrew, and the game wasn't coming to him. He was trying to go and get it. Not anything but he was doing, but everybody knew he was a scorer. You saw today LaSalle as they went to their bench. Bucknell stayed with their plan. They stayed aggressive. They had other scorers, and as a result, you couldn't find him. And that's really what's happened at the start of today's ball game.
Vanderheiden to the left side, around it goes. Basco to Funk. Timmerman trying to set up a pick and does. Funk pulls up for 3, a long-range shot off the rim, no good. Clark corrals the rebound. Works it up to Nickelberry. The right side, Gill spins into the lane, drags the foot, and we get a foul called, no travel. Foul called against Josh Shadow.
They really play fast. I can see why now. You know, watching them on film is different than live. Their assists to turnover, which I keep mentioning, you can see why that's so critical, because they all run, and their decision-making in full court, they really kick that ball around.
A little over 7 minutes to go here in the opening half. Bucknell has been in control. They've had a sizable lead, then a run by LaSalle, and then Bucknell makes another run. That breaks up that 7-0 spurt by the Bison.
Here they go out front.
Left side, Mata.
Still got a post in there.
Trying to find Timmerman, go to the corner. That's Andrew Funk with 14 to shoot. Steps in, steps back, shot for three, good. A Red Robin three, courtesy of Andrew Funk.
Yeah, you saw more guarding Funk. They were able to take advantage of it. And you saw Brickus still down there trying to guard Timmerman. And that's the way LaSalle plays with their switch.
Here's Gill. Dumps it underneath, right into the hands of the Bison. Basco's on the move. Bounce it into the lane. Vanderhuyden, little step, no call. Missed the shot, short.
Wow.
LaSalle's back the other way. Off the left side, foul here against Ian Mata. Feel like just a couple of minutes ago I said Andrew Funk didn't have any points.
Right.
Well, hit a couple of three-pointers. Now 4 for 5 from the field.
Well, and part of that was coming. If you go back and listen, he was doing everything they were guarding two people, and once LaSalle started changing people and going to their bench, the same consistency coming out of the locker room, identifying, you kind of lose as the game goes along, and that's why it's a long game. And boy, I thought Andrew did a great job of letting that all come, and then certainly knocking down shots. But that happens, because a couple guys from Bucknell hit some shots.
Couple of substitutions for LaSalle. Here's Nickelberry, shot for three is good.
We don't want to see him get going. He's missed a bunch of them early here, and he's the scorer, one of the scorers for them. So you don't want to see the ball go down.
Mata, left side Basco. Get contact here. It's one of the newcomers onto the floor, Khalil Brantley, a freshman from the Bronx. That's his first, team's third. Deshaun Shepard also onto the floor for the Explorers. They enter play at 5 and 4. 14 teams in the Atlantic 10. Their preseason ranking put them 12th, just ahead of George Washington and just behind Duquesne.
If I'm not mistaken, Adam, at Bucknell so far today, they haven't been on the floor without two freshmen almost every time.
Inlet Timmerman, good body control, corrals and puts it up and in.
Well, that's good identification. Switched on to the guard, their bigs post up. He's good size. He's done a good job preseason, or pre-league, I guess I should say, that Timmerman's become a force for them.
Foul called here. Goes against Bucknell. They'll get Josh Basco with the call. His first, team fifth. Andre Screen back in with 5 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the half. That'll send Alex Timmerman to the bench. Screen, 7 foot, 250-pound sophomore. Jumper is up, no good. Rebound to Malachi Rhodes.
Great job of running them off that screen.
Basco alley-oop, a little too strong. Screen, just trying to keep it airborne. Tipped out, last touch by LaSalle. And if he's not going to haul it in, at least use that length to keep it up in the air so no one else can try to corral.
Yeah, he has the right idea there. I'm not sure he's a jumper, but he's 7 foot. You got to get to the ball where he's at. They've done a good job identifying where the mismatches are coming.
Xander Rice steps in, back out. Mata over top to Screen, brings it in, right hand off the box and in. Contact here as Brantley pushes past Basco and then resets. Goes left. To Nickelberry, guarded by Xander Rice. Loose ball stolen away by Mata. 1-on-none to the hoop for Mata, throws it down! And takes a hard collision on the way down. A little bit of an undercut here, and Mata will check out after that slam.
Basco and Edmonds are really causing a lot of trouble for LaSalle, pressuring the basketball. I don't think LaSalle thought they were going to get pressured like that. They're very careless with the basketball right now, but I think a lot of that has to do with Bucknell's pressure, which is a great sign. I think coach is rotating freshness, and he's demanded that they pressure the basketball. He's not letting them get any easy looks, and it's frustrated them a little bit.
Bucknell's done a nice job to grow that lead on a 16-5 run since LaSalle made it a 19-18 game. Outside, little spin on the pass. Clark, who'd been hot to get them back into it. Shot no. Rebound Malachi Rhodes.
Great team defense, Adam. Great team defense. Everybody has a foot in the lane off the ball.
Big high dribble. Rhodes shot,
Little quick.
no good.
Little quick.
Brantley on the move to Anwar Gill. Gill drives in, stops, loses one defender, gets the bucket and one. He draws Andre's screen into the air and gets the foul out of it. 35-23, and be 35-25 plus a free throw when we come back. Bucknell in front, courtesy of Learfield on MyTV. There's a reason why you come here. With every visit, we embrace our customers like family. The name you've trusted for over 35 years. Fairfield isn't just any dealership, we're the area's most trusted dealership. Fairfield, for fair deals, you're going to love us. 34-25, 3:47 to go here in the opening half of play. Bucknell taking on LaSalle this afternoon at Soika Pavilion. Been a good afternoon so far. Outstanding shooting for the Bison to this point in time. 56% from the field, including 5 of 10 from three-point range, 50% from behind the arc. That's been outstanding so far. They have had open looks, but more importantly, they've made a lot of those open looks as well.
They have, and they're executing according to what they wanted to do coming in the sense that a couple possessions they've gotten a little quick. I'd like to see them be a little more patient because they're defending the heck out of them on that end. Down here on this end, when they take a quick shot, they're opening up the floor for LaSalle. So be a little more patient on offense and get the ball, a couple rush shots, but they're exactly where they want to be, and they're doing a great job of executing their game plan.
For LaSalle out of the timeout, Mamadou Dukora in the game. A grad student from Bamako, Mali.
Three. Thank you.
Officials coming over to correct the scoreboard. 34-25, as opposed to what we had prior to the break. 34-25 the score. 34-26.
Big 4 minutes here. Keep attacking, keep attacking. Just be a little more patient side to side. Let's stretch the pass.
34-26 favoring Bucknell. Here's Andrew Funk, drives in. Funk's fall away is no good. Screen is there and contact on the floor. And I think they didn't clarify which basket it was, but I think it was on one of Andrew Funk's three-pointers. At least we thought it was a 3, but they called it a 2 on the floor. That's the point differential for Bucknell. Bison to inbound. And we'll get a stoppage here before they do. Josh Nickelberry for Anwar Gill.
Those stripes are sharp, Adam. Those stripes out there, they're sharp. They picked it up.
They are. Credit to Dwayne Gladden, Mike Malone, and Byron Taylor. Here's screen, a little jumper, a little strong. Rebound tipped by Ray. Brantley goes left, crosses to the right. Pull up at the foul line. Screen was there. A whole lot of contact, and that's going to send Brantley to the free throw line. Andre Screen will pick up the foul.
Well, anybody that is watching the Bison right now, you have to really be impressed with Edmonds, particularly defensively. He's given LaSalle everything they can handle, and they're pretty quick there. So I think Coach has really picked them up defensively. They're getting into their grill, and it's causing LaSalle to rush a little bit, a little bit more than they want to. Even to the point where they've put Brickus on the bench and gone with Brantley a little bit more.
Brantley, a 3-star recruit out of Our Savior Lutheran School. It's 2021 year. Here's Funk, fakes the shot, steps to his right, hits. This time it's a 3.
He's so patient. He just doesn't get rushed.
Under 3 to go. Clark palms the ball, throws it towards Brantley. Little fall away on the curl, no, gets his own rebound. Jump back into the lane, flips it up, and slammed home by Jack Clark. A wild attempt by Brantley, and Clark just cleans house.
Better get a body.
Rice, right side, Vanderheiden. Back out to Rice, looked right, goes left. Off a Timmerman pick. Xander Rice draws the foul, taken down to the floor. Call it against Clark. 37-30 favoring Bucknell. And Xander Rice will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Junior from West Long Branch, New Jersey, averaging so far this season in 10 games, 12.1 points per. From the free throw line, almost 87% from the stripe this year. Free throws have been few and far between in the opening 17.5 minutes for the Bison. Mostly few.
Whistles are they're letting them play on both ends of the floor.
Spins out the second, no good. 2:22 to go, contact here. A falling down foul as Edmonds chasing after the ball, went flying forward. And that's gonna send Brantley back to the free throw line. Limited time for the freshman, 17 minutes per game right now, averaging 2 points per game. Front side of the 1-on-1 is good.
Well, much like I think Coach Davis, a few guys playing today extended minutes that maybe haven't played as many. I think LaSalle's looking at Brantley and getting them going a little bit. They were kind of lethargic, and he's really gotten them the motor. Oh, baby.
Funk drives in, then stops. Pass tip.
Careless.
Stolen away by Clark, tipped it to Nickelberry. He'll drive in, contact here on Edmonds, bucket and the foul.
Careless. Careless offensive possession. You can't open the floor on these guys.
Basco onto the floor now as Edmonds picks up his second straight foul. Nickelberry hits and will go to the free throw line. 83% from the line so far this year. He's got it. Down to a 3-point lead.
A little 1-2-2. Let's see how they attack it. Look to score.
38-35. Funk to answer. No. Long rebound into the hands of Ducora. 1:50 to go here in the opening half. Brantley drives in, bounces off Basco, throws it up. No. Timmerman strong in to get the rebound. Ball loose, stolen away by Clark. Up the floor,
That's
Brantley.
too fast.
Ball tips it back, and Funk is there.
Somebody's excited to play on both ends of the floor.
38-35, 90 seconds left in the half.
I see some people in the stands telling everybody to slow down.
And Xander Rice does. The junior drives. Little flip up, and no good. Blocking foul called against Ducora.
That's a good call. Stay aggressive.
Get Xander Rice back to the line. He's 1 for 2 from the stripe so far. Bucknell has built a sizable lead, but all the credit to LaSalle for battling back. And you're right, they got fast. Bucknell tried to play that way.
Yep.
Couple
Stay
of
within
turnovers,
yourself.
send
Yep.
it right back. First shot is good. One minute, 18 seconds to go. Chance to build it back to a 5-point lead with the second shot from Xander Rice.
Coach Chambers has really been a big influence on this LaSalle team as I watch him live. Used to be the Penn State coach. He's now an assistant with them and really has a lot to say about what they're doing on the offensive end of the floor.
Brantley slows it down. Basco trying to stay with him. Leave it outside. Ducora. Back to Brantley. Drives in. Timmerman is there. The rebound is tipped. Picked up by Xander Rice. 53 seconds to go on the clock moving. Spin. Left hand. Bucket of the foul.
Great move. Under control at the basket.
Xander Rice. Back to the line here to complete the 3-point play. The lead was cut down to 3 at 38-35. Bucknell has since gone on a little 5-0 run. Stoppage here as Jameer Brickus will come back in. Jack Clark back to the bench.
Last time out, they were 5 assists to 9 turnovers, I think, Adam, which is really playing to to Bucknell's strength.
Rickus at the point, off a pick. Passes for Ducora, tipped by Timmerman. Back the other way goes Bucknell. Basco has a man on his back, one in front, and they'll get a charge call here. Lost control there and maybe didn't know what direction he wanted to go. He saw Funk on his left and instead gets the charge.
Xander makes that move. He's been around for a little while. The young guy hasn't been around as much, but you know what? Coach Davis has to be really excited, as aggressive as they've been from end to end. They're attacking. It's not always the best play or the best decision, but boy, you can harness that aggressiveness. I love to see what the Bison are doing on both ends of the floor.
A little contact on the floor, some sweat. So Christian Ray is taking care of it for.
Maybe you'll get a call later on. You do that, maybe get a call.
And he gets an ovation from his teammates, but he's not done.
Everybody's short on help, buddy. Everybody's short on help.
It's a good laugh from everyone on the LaSalle bench right there. Down on 20 seconds, approaching here in this first half of play. Brantley will slow it down.
They're going to do something with Nickelberry. They have to. Nickelberry's in the corner right now, but Funk has him. Don't be surprised if he doesn't come off a double.
Rickus drives around, shakes a defender, spins. Up under, back outside. Nickelberry, follow-away three. Tipped up, and at the buzzer, the rebound goes to the Bison, and that will do it for the first half.
What they were looking for, Nickelberry.
43-25 at the break.
For the Bison.
Bucknell in front. When we come back, Bob Ide is going to tell you all about the women's basketball program here at Bucknell. We've got stats from the first half and more. Stick with us here on MyTV, presented by Learfield.
Rainy day on the campus of Bucknell University, but very warm inside the Soika Pavilion in Lewisburg. The Bison lead the Explorer 43-35 at halftime. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Ide. We're going to talk women's basketball. They have a game coming up right here at 5 o'clock against George Mason. So if you're watching the game now and you're in the area, why don't you come on down? Still plenty of seats available to enjoy Bison basketball this afternoon at 5 o'clock as the women take on George Mason. And joining me right now is two players. Taylor O'Brien, the senior, and Cecilia Collins out of Scranton Prep. We'll talk to Taylor first. Taylor, talk to me about the season so far. You guys have a winning record. How's it going, do you think?
Oh, it's going great. All of the girls have been working so hard this season so far, and we have a lot left to come, so we're really excited for how that's going to go.
What have you liked about the way the team has played so far?
We've definitely used all of our players to our advantage. We've been able to kind of use the bench, and because our team is so young, we've been able to kind of get everybody accommodated. Everybody's been able to get in, get some time, and kind of show what they can do. So I'm really proud of how hard our team has worked and been able to kind of just get in there and show what we've got. Your team's kind of young. You're the leading scorer. You're a senior. What have you shown in leadership, and how do you think your game is going? It definitely takes a village. I know I have to lead my younger girls and be able to talk to them and be able to boost them up and give them confidence so they can show us that like they can hang with us because we're going to need them. And all of the girls have stepped up to the plate, and just me being able to come in and like guide them has been a really easy. It's been a very easy transition, and they've been doing so well. So I'm really proud of them. Yeah, talk to me about what you've seen from Cecilia. Cecilia's been tearing it up, and the way that she works is like unmatched to anybody else on the team, anybody else I've seen. Like, she works so hard, and she deserves everything that she's been given, and I just think that she's been able to take the role and be able to really show that she can hang, and even though she's young, she's been able to show that she can stay and she can stick up with the older kids. So she's been very mature. I'm very proud of her. Finally, what do you want to see out of your team today? Oh, a dub, easily. I'm really, we're just looking for smooth transitions. We're looking for easy buckets, big stops on defense, and we're just excited to play some basketball today. Taylor O'Brien, thank you. CC, come on in and tell people in the 570, how do you think your game's playing so far, and what have you seen from how's the experience been here at Bucknell for you? It's been great so far. Obviously, just having the leadership of Taylor and Marley has helped with the transition. But just obviously really grateful for the opportunity to be here. Honestly, I never thought I'd play at the Division I level, so I'm just grateful.
How have you adjusted to the college basketball versus high school, which you were playing just a year ago?
It's been tough. I think like playing really good competition in AAU and even in just Scranton has helped me, but just taking guidance and advice from the older players has also helped a lot.
What do you want to see out of your team this afternoon when you take on George Mason?
Just what Taylor said. Want to come out of here with a W and just try and get easy buckets like she said and, make the right plays and play together as a team.
We're going to talk to Coach Woodruff coming up. How's he been? All right with you?
Of course.
Huh?
Yep.
Okay, we'll talk to Trevor Woodruff, the head women's coach, right here on MyTV WQMY. We're at halftime. It's the Bison over LaSalle, 43-35. Welcome back inside Soika Pavilion. We're at halftime. The Bison lead the Explorers, and we're talking women's basketball. They have a game coming up at 5 o'clock right here against George Mason. As I said, plenty of time to come on down and check out the 7-2 Bucknell Bison. Join me right now, Trevor Woodruff, no stranger to the 5-7-0. Of course, you coach Misericordia up at the University of Scranton. So for the people that haven't seen you since then, you've had quite success down here, Coach. 40 wins, 9 losses. How's it going down here at Bucknell for you?
Well, we've been fortunate. Inherited a good program with a great culture, and we've been able to continue what was already going on. Really proud of what we've been able to do through tough circumstances with COVID, which everybody has had to deal with. So, to be where we are through all of that, this year in particular, having lost 4 really good seniors to graduation. Our expectations were down just a little bit, but to be at 7-2 in a position to continue the success we've had, we're really excited.
You have a lot of young players. We talked to Taylor. We saw Cece. Taylor's kind of the leader out there. She's the leading the way. But the young players are stepping it up as well.
Yeah, we're fortunate. We have 2 really strong-minded, strong-willed seniors who have been through all the Patriot League battles, and they've won a ton of games in their career. So we've leaned on them heavily. Taylor in particular, I think she's second in the conference in scoring at this point. So I don't think we're surprised by their success. I think how quickly some of the young folks have picked things up, and then just the emergence of those groups in between, the sophomores and juniors developing right on time. We were a little concerned, but they've done a great job. And so we've got to continue to get better, but we've seen good strides from last year to this.
We don't want to talk about just one player, but the people up in the 5-7-0 area code, they know Cecilia from Scranton Prep. How has she adjusted, and how is she playing?
Well, she's so new, but I hate to give her a big head, but the reality is anybody that knows her, that's coached her, that's played with her, seen her play, she's special. She has a maturity and an understanding well beyond her years. She is a lubricator of an entire team. She just makes everything easy for the players around her, for the coaches. She's a sponge in terms of basketball information. She never wants to leave the gym. I mean, all the things that coaches talk about in special players, she demonstrates on a daily basis. So I couldn't be happier with what she has done so far. And the most exciting thing is we've got 3.5 more years of it. So the sky's the limit, and her role is only going to increase as we go on.
Okay, you have George Mason today. What do you want to see from your team, and what kind of a game do we expect to see?
Well, we're coming out of an extended break from final exams, so that's always a little bit scary. You're not sure what you're going to get. Our practice schedule has been hit and miss, certainly not consistent. We fought a little bit of the flu bug the last 10 days, so I think we're going to be a little choppy. I don't think we are exactly where we left off when we played our last game at St. Bonaventure, but hopefully we can find a rhythm quickly. Really quality opponent from the Atlantic 10 Conference, which is always a challenge. So, hopefully we're where we need to be to win today, but I expect there to be a little bit of rockiness at the beginning, and hopefully we figure it out quick.
Good luck this afternoon.
Thank you,
and come on down, check out the Lady Bison right here, Bucknell, taking on 5 o'clock. Thanks, Trevor. Again, it's the Bison over the Explorers. Adam and Pat will be back with highlights and stats from the first half and get you ready for half number 2 here in Lewisburg at Soika Pavilion.
Back at Soika Pavilion, 43-35 at the break here on WQMY, My TV. The Bucknell Bison have the lead over the LaSalle Explorers. Coach, tell you what, good first half. Bucknell shot the ball extremely well. We'll get into some of the numbers. It took a little while to get Andrew Funk going, but that being said, he got hot after his castmates here today really got things established this afternoon for the Bison.
You know, I think true to form, the thing we talked about with the keys have all come to fruition. Everything that we talked about, I think the thing that Coach Davis is going to do is reinforce what they wanted to do coming out. And I think in LaSalle's case, they got to be able to find their shooters and be able to settle down. There's 6 turnovers, or 11 turnovers and 6 assists, and that's a big key. You can't turn the ball over that much. So I think they're going to go back to what they tried to do at the beginning. You don't change in mid-game.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half of play at Bucknell. An outstanding start to this game. It got going with a Jake Vanderheiden 3. Three-pointers really a story of the first half. The Bison were 6 for 11 from three-point range. They started to work a little bit inside. And the early highlights you see here, that's everything but Andrew Funk getting involved. And then about 9-10 minutes in, he started to find a groove and he got just hot. You see the back and forth here. Yeah. This is the run by Jack Clark alone that made it a 19-18 game, and then Funk took over.
Well, again, Andrew Funk really let the game come. The Bucknell players were scoring. They were isolating him. LaSalle was concentrating on him, and as the game came and as they went to their bench, they couldn't find him. And he's a great player and scored well, and I think Clark was a big surprise for LaSalle, but they're going to have to get Nickelberry going if they're going to get back into this game.
Bucknell takes the lead into the break, 43-35. The shooting numbers from the first half, of course, favored the Bison. 53% from the field, including 54% from three-point range. Not quite as strong for our friends from LaSalle here today. The rebounding numbers even, turnovers favoring Bucknell. A couple of steals mixed in there as well. A nice rounded first half for the Bison today.
Absolutely. A little impatient at times. You got to expect that. That's why the games are played. You can't play them on paper. These are kids making decisions with excitement and enthusiasm, so I know Coach can live with that.
Today here at Soika, during this halftime break, Bucknell basketball recognized their 17th annual Soika Slam Dunk, benefiting Sumcom Industries. The event has helped raise over $685,000 for Suncom programs, which help people with developmental and physical disabilities improve their quality of life. There's a silent auction going on right now up on the concourse level here. What a tremendous job by the program and Bucknell University over the years.
I was on the board for a long time, Adam, and very close with Gary and Sandy, and it's a phenomenal program. A lot of it's out of Sunbury, and these folks that are here are just, we're just so lucky to have it in our community.
Back to action here. The second half is underway. Timmerman backing around inside, a little too strong on a laser shot. LaSalle will bring it the other way. Driving in, Anwar Gill with the spin, puts it into the hands of Timmerman, tipped out of bounds. It will stay with LaSalle. No foul called against Timmerman.
That first half, I thought Gill was a little bit out of control. I thought, I don't know what the turnovers were, but I know he had a few of them, and they're starting out the second half. They really want him to be aggressive.
Bounce into the lane. Big tomahawk jam from Clifton Moore. Draws it back and throws it home. Edmonds.
Pretty high percentage shot there by Moore.
I'll say, yeah. Turnover here by Bucknell, a step taken by Edmonds. We get a replay on this. Great look on the pass and a Red Robin replay. Look at that, just flush. Not much of a contest.
Opened up the floor. That was the first time we've really opened up the floor and not really closed everything down and make these guys shoot jumpers.
Gill drives around Funk, dumps it off, looking for more. No look outside. Nickelberry backs up, takes the three, rims out no, and the rebound. Moore fighting for it with Timmerman, but Timmerman tips it right to LaSalle. Shot for three from Brickus, no good. Rebound, Andrew Funk.
2 open threes that didn't go down. Don't like that.
On the right side, Funk. Mismatch favors LaSalle. He'll just roll it over top of the rim and in. It wasn't the shot he wanted, but it's the shot he got.
Well, LaSalle, again, they're going they're 5 and 1 man, are switching on everything. So anytime that Andrew Funk wants to, he's going to have more on him on a perimeter, unless LaSalle adjusts.
Moore guarded by Timmerman. Hands it to Nickelberry. Trying to get around Rice, and he does. A stoppage here is
Once Nickelberry gets ahead of steam going to the basket, he's a handful. He hasn't shot the ball very well, but you can see where they can really go according to what Nickelberry does.
Timmerman leaves. Looked like
To the
took a
throat.
forearm,
Yeah.
elbow to the jaw or throat, so he'll take a seat on the bench, and Andre Screen takes his place. Vanderheiden, give it off for Funk.
Here
Slow
again,
it
here's
back down.
more.
Drive in, go left hand right past him, no trouble.
Now close this down defensively. Don't let them get ahead of steam.
Get a foul called here against Andrew Funk, a blocking foul. Shuffling the feet over. We'll get a replay, take it back in a moment just to see that replay. As no trouble for Andrew Funk through the double team and right past Clifton Moore. Clifton Moore, 6'10", red shirt senior from Ambler, PA. Funk, 6'5" senior from Warrington. LaSalle, after the foul, goes for the inbounds. Nickelberry, left hand up, no good, rebound tipped, and it's right to Edmonds. Melvin Edmonds Jr. stops, slings it right side. Now into screen, lost his defender, and will get contact.
Great post. They were going into screen the minute they made the entry to the wing, and he really posted up in there. I love what they're doing with looking in there. You know, Adam, you don't have to score in there, but you have to look in there to keep them honest. It really opens up the perimeter game, and that's what Bucknell's doing.
Inbound to screen, now Funk on the curl. Back it out near his own bench, switch to the right hand. Leave it outside Vanderheiden, 12 to shoot. Around it goes. Rice.
Side to side. Wide
Pops
open.
The corner of the
Great
foul line.
execution. Really sharing the ball.
All 5 players involved on that possession. Bring it near side, Nickelberry, guarded by Rice. Now Brickus with the switch, and Edmonds gets it back quickly. Baseline on the move, up under, ball stripped away, out of bounds. Last touch by the Bison, it will stay with the Explorers. Back to a 10-point lead. 17 minutes, 2 seconds to go here in the game.
I will give Elvin Edmonds all the credit. He has taken Bacchus and really has caused him really problems.
There's Nickelberry off the glass from the inbound and good. Edmonds will slow it down, see what Nathan Davis wants here on the move. Trying to post up screen, Funk to Rice. Around it goes Edmonds.
Here's a switch. Screen.
Right side, Rice, bounce in. Screen, backing down Ray, pivots, kicks it back outside to Edmonds, 8 to shoot. Alexander Rice, left hand drives in, switches to the right, off the glass, no screen, the rebound, rolls it over top of the rim and in.
Stay in there, big fella. Stay in there. They don't have the size.
Brickus down the right wing. Nickelberry, around it goes. Back to Brickus. Off the pick, finds Christian Ray, who has an open look, doesn't take the shot. Switch defensively, favors LaSalle. Rebound goes to Moore, he'll throw it up and gets the contact here. As a little undercut by Andre Screen.
He didn't need to get into his body, just keep his hands up, he's big enough.
15:57 to go here in the second half. 10-point lead for the Bison. Bucknell up 51-41 on MyTV from Learfield. Geisinger Orthopedics and Sports Medicine certified athletic trainers and physicians are proud to support the Bucknell Bison. Call Geisinger Orthopedics and Sports Medicine today to schedule your appointment, 800-275-6401, or visit geisinger.org. Good friends at Geisinger Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, proud to present Bucknell basketball here today. The Bison have a 10-point advantage over LaSalle. Bucknell comes in 2-8 overall this season. They had a trip to Cancun. They played some basketball while they were down there. They had some pretty good efforts along the way. LaSalle at 5-4 back and forth season thus far for Ashley Howard, Kyle Griffin, Joe Chambers, and Jamal Robinson, their coaching staff. Bucknell getting back out of finals, back to fruition with basketball here this weekend.
Yeah, you know, Adam, it's always interesting this time of the year, especially wanted to say to our viewers, you know, LaSalle comes in here. They've been up here before. We've had a good series with them. They used to be in the old ECC. Ashley Howard was an assistant with Jay Wright for a long time at Villanova, so that's quite history. But for the people that are watching that don't know, with COVID and all, you don't know, I mentioned earlier, the assistant for LaSalle is Pat Chambers, who was the former head coach at Penn State, who everybody probably listening knows who is. And after he left Penn State now, and I know Coach Ashley's given him a lot of credit for a lot of things that are going on in LaSalle. He's a heck of a coach, heck of a tactician, and you can see the kids really relating to it. So LaSalle has a future here. They have some young kids as well.
Clifton Moore at the free throw line, missed the front half, missed them both. Rebound into the hands of Gill. He'll sling it around, and Nickelberry stepped on the sideline in front of his own coach. Tell you, the coach's attire has changed over the years.
It's wonderful. Oh my word! No ties, really nice sweats. I never understood it.
Now I come from a baseball world where the manager still wears the uniform.
Yes.
Back in the days, they used to wear suits and ties. Shot for three, no. Rebound here, and Bucknell will get it back on the move.
Big possession there. They missed two free throws and an open three. It's still at 10. We got lucky there coming out of that timeout.
Ado, pass to Malachi Rhodes. Rhodes bodied, double teamed, leave it off, and wide open is Josh Ado.
No weak side help whatsoever. They really want to pressure to take you out of it. It's not sound as far as the weak side, but their philosophy is pressure. Boy, did he step back out that double and saw the whole floor.
Rickus, long three here for Clark. His shot's no good. Rebound, Malachi Rhodes.
He saved him in the first half.
Basco up the floor to Timmerman. Ball fake outside. Take the shot off the glass and in. And with that, Ashley Howard's going to take a timeout. Full timeout taken, 55-41. Just a couple of minutes taken off the clock. A 4-0 run for Bucknell, but Coach Howard not liking the direction that was headed out of that media timeout.
Well, again, you're on the road, you're down 10. You have a couple opportunities with one of your scorers to make free throws. You don't make free throws. And missed the wide open three in that transition. LaSalle kind of plays, if you got to handle their pressure and not let them get runs, and that's what Bucknell's done.
We're going to take a short timeout. Back to Soika Pavilion in just one moment. 55-41 back after this on WQMY My TV from Learfield.
A rainy day on the campus of Bucknell. The students, the finals are over. They're all going home for the Christmas break. So still plenty of time to get inside Soika Pavilion to check out the women's game at 5 o'clock. I'm Bob Ide. Welcome back to Bison, a 14-point lead over LaSalle. Well, today is just the fourth home game of the season here at Soika for the Bucknell Bison. As we take a look at the upcoming schedule, we see it doesn't get any easier. 5 of the next 7 are on the road. It starts Wednesday at Richmond. The Spiders, 2 common opponents with Bucknell. They beat Hofstra and North Carolina State. Then it's a ride to New York to face Albany. Just 3 wins, but they did play this LaSalle team very tough. And then on New Year's Day, Patriot League play opens up against the league champions from last year, Boston University. They have the most wins in the league and in the season. And as Adam mentioned, they're the top seed and the top pick in the Patriot League this year. So guys, they need to hold on today. They need a win because on the road, it's not going to be easy for this young team.
Thank you so much, Bob. It's a 55-41 lead. You talk about that upcoming schedule, a trip to Richmond this coming week, and then Albany, you're going to see an old face. Paul Newman plays at the University of Albany right now. You know, this is such a different time as we get back to more of a consistent schedule. Remember, just 12 games last year. Not everybody had the same number of games. You didn't play outside of your conference. It's going to be interesting as they head to Richmond to take on the Spiders. Then up to Albany, as Bob mentioned, you see Paul Newman. Some of those where are they now type things. John Meeks is playing college ball as a grad student down at the College of Charleston.
It's going to take a couple years till this works its way out with getting the extra year of being able to play. It really is. It's just going to take some time. But that Richmond team has 4 kids that I think been there playing for 6 years because you're allowed the extra year.
Right.
And then graduate school comes into play if you have a graduate school or you don't. So, yeah, it's interesting. You really have to check rosters where guys are at every level.
To the right side, Basco. After back-to-back buckets by LaSalle. Here's Funk into the lane, a little floater as he felt the double team coming in. Just flips it up over top of everybody.
Crafty.
11-point edge for the Bison, and we'll get a clear out here by Nickelberry. So Paul Newman, a grad student now at the University of Albany. John Meeks at the College of Charleston. Walter Ellis is now playing down at Grand Canyon University. Some guys that have been in this program, and obviously Meeks was a team leader, a captain for the last couple of seasons. Nice to see them get that extra year continue, and it's something that happens all the time. You get that extra opportunity as a grad student, and even here, Mamadou Dukora is a grad student who played his college ball initially down at Rutgers.
Well, it's become more prevalent with because of the COVID, though, with the extra year and all. There's just so much going on, and so many places that will take the extra year in the grad year. The problem with that, Adam, or I say problem, opportunity is with that, is blending in kids that come in from different programs and what do they have coming with them, what do they bring to the program. But if you need a shooter, you can usually go to the portal and find one. You need a 6'10 banger, you can find a banger. But how it meshes with each of these programs, that's what's the challenge for these coaches.
Off the left side, Brickus finds Gill. Gill drives into a double team, guarded by Malachi Rhodes first. Right hand, no. Rebound on the floor. Xander Rice will come away with it. 4-on-4 as the other two trying to find their way back in. Rhodes posting up. Timmerman, no. Outside, a Doe for 3. A laser beam rims out, no good. Rebound slapped out of the hands of Timmerman. Back the other way. Sharif Kenny forced to pivot around on the far sideline. Resets to Christian Ray, and around we go. Bounce pass into the lane. And Clark had an open look, but contact before the shot. They'll get Ian Mata with the foul on the baseline. Don't count the basket. Inbound for LaSalle to the right of the hoop.
Keep that defense tight in there. Protect that basket.
Shot for 3 off the inbound, splashes home from the corner.
Clark has been the one bright spot for them today.
Three-pointer is good. Here's Xander Rice. Drives in all the way to the baseline, then back out we go. Timmerman posting up and at the same time pointing, go the other direction, and then they find the inlet pass.
Great job in the post.
Alex Timmerman, the junior. Outside, baseline. Sharif Kenny off a body and a blocking foul. Counted. Another foul called against Ian Mata.
Yeah, again, I know some folks are making some comments out there, but that is a good call by the official. I don't want, again, I'm a Bison, but you have to get that outside the lane.
It's a good call by the official, said the analyst. What does the coach say? Would Nathan Davis understand if he sees that?
Oh, you have to fight for everything. You have to fight for everything. But it's nice to sit here, Adam, with a smile and be able to be objective. But no, I'd be right up there with Coach Davis and Coach Ash.
Sure.
He beat him off the baseline on reversal. You're not going to get that one. The kids they came there late. But both teams are doing what they have to do.
Try to complete the three-point play. Sharif Kenny cannot. The rebound to Andre Screen. Down to an 8-point advantage for the Bison. 12 minutes to go.
LaSalle's going to a zone here. Real fluff.
Draws a double team, throws the alley up. Screen is there. We'll try to bring it back. Little soft touch, left hand off the underneath side.
So big. Nice touch around the basket.
Do you almost anticipate he's going to try to go up with force and throw it down, and that change of pace, the finesse allows him to come home. Easy shot.
Yeah.
Good scoop here by Kenny.
A lot of finesse. You know how they say different things in different sports, and in this one, you sure can't teach. Teach height is absolutely pathetic. that size.
61-53.
See, they're trying to keep the big now. Now they've gone to like a four-man where they're guarding the perimeter and they're making more stay at home with the big guy because he's just hurt them. There again, they switch out though.
Screen triple team, stolen away by Clark. Long pass up the floor. Good tip by Funk. He thinks it bounces off the back of Kenny, and it does. It'll be Bucknell basketball out of the timeout. 61-53, just under 11 to go. And we're back in just a moment on WQMY My TV. Bucknell basketball presented by Fairfield. There's a reason you come here. With every visit, we embrace our customers like family. We're the name you've trusted for over 35 years. Fairfield isn't just any dealership. It's the area's most trusted dealership. Fairfield, for fair deals, you're going to love us. Bison have the lead, 61-53. Just a skosh under 11 minutes to go here on My TV. I'm Adam Marco alongside Pat Flannery today. The Bison 2-8, trying to head into the holiday season, the holiday week, starting with the victory. From there, well, the schedule gets tricky, but you get into January, you're going to start seeing Patriot League play, and it doesn't start any more difficult than it possibly could with Boston University, who is the preseason Patriot League top seed, the #1 ranked team with 11 first-place votes, 154 votes overall. Boston, Colgate, Navy, Army, West Point, American, then Bucknell and Lafayette, Loyola, Maryland, Holy Cross, and Lehigh, the 10th spot in the preseason top 10 for the coaches poll this year.
Well, the big thing with that going in is, as we said, this is the start of a second part of the season, and finals over, they're ready to play. If I'm Coach Davis, I'm actually going up to Boston January 1st, New Year's. There's probably not going to be any kids there. It's great to be on the road. You want to be on the, the kids love traveling together. And you're going to go in there and you're going to play the team that's probably picked to win it. So what a great opportunity to, at a time to knock them, off. So I think they're excited, especially the way they're playing today and as aggressive as they are.
Boston University this year has Javante McCoy and Walter White, two of the top 5 players in the preseason poll. Their preseason All-Patriot League team.
Yep.
Pressure here by LaSalle out of that timeout.
The good thing today that Coach has to be really happy with is this was going to be a physical game. That's the way LaSalle wants to be. And although the officials aren't calling the free throws, Bucknell's been able to go toe-to-toe with them physically.
Here's Funk, pull-up jumper as time winded down to 4 seconds.
Good
Nearly
recognition.
Lost it out of bounds, and Funk, captain, the team leader, just drives it home.
Great recognition by a veteran, knew what the time clock was.
Sharif Kenny looks inside, passes right into the hands of Andre Screen. And Screen will dump it off to Edmonds. Edmonds to Rice. And Vanderheiden working down low. Now Screen will set up a pick. Rice to Vanderheiden. One screen inside. Loses one defender, draws contact. Do we get a foul or not? It's tipped out of bounds. No foul called. It will stay, however, with the Bison and 13 to shoot.
Good recognition.
And it's 10 minutes on the nose remaining.
Ooh.
There's a slap from Kenny.
Maybe
contact from Moore.
Keep the ball.
13 on the shot clock. Edmonds to Screen. Fakes the handoff. Pivots around, leave it for Vanderheiden, fakes the 3. Down on 7 to shoot. Around Edmonds, loses the handle. Edmonds looks at the shot clock, takes the long 3. Off the rim, no, and the rebound to Clifton Moore. That was a long distance shot, but not a whole lot of time to do much else for Edmonds.
Got to make LaSalle defend.
Anwar Gill spins around Funk, goes baseline. Still dribbling. Now Nickelberry. 10 to shoot for LaSalle. Perimeter, Clark passes off Moore. Maybe not intended for him, but he got it and puts it up and in.
He seemed to have stepped in between, didn't he? He had Gill in the corner.
63-55, 9 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Funk, good ball movement with the catch and release and run right in.
They're really trying to find something that's going to work. They've jumped out of their switch because Bucknell did such a great job inside. So now they're trying to go to a little bit more of a zone look And Bucknell just shoots the ball too well, especially Andrew Funk. They're just going to have a difficult time playing that.
Took him about 9 minutes to get his first basket. He's got a game-high 22. Gill, turn around, throws it up, no. Rebound goes to screen. 10 of 13 from the field for Andrew Funk this afternoon.
Tremendous.
25 minutes, 22 points. Rice wants screen posting up. Hard pass cross court. Vanderheiden in the corner, Funk. Drives in, ball tipped, and contact called.
See, there's the patience we were talking about. Andrew had a three in the corner. Instead of taking the three, he drives it. You get another foul on them, which is going to pay dividends down the road. But again, a great move by him by not just putting that ball up. And nice reversal by screen, side to side.
Non-shooting foul. Timmerman on the inbound. He replaces screen on the floor. Edmonds out to Funk.
Moore's the only guy in there that can really defend them on the interior.
8 to shoot. Pull up from the foul line. Little follow away. Hits the rim. No. Rebound to Nickelberry. Cross-court pass. Looking for Jack Clark, and we'll get a travel call. Nope. Stepped on the sideline in front of his own bench. 7:58 left here.
15 turnovers.
65-55. Bucknell has the lead over LaSalle on MyTV from Learfield. Bucknell has the lead, 10 points, 65-55, 7:58 left in regulation. Mentioned that Andrew Funk has a game-high 22 points. Xander Rice and Alex Timmerman have 8 points apiece, so do Josh Ado and Andre Screen. On the flip side for LaSalle, they've gotten 10 out of Brickus and Nickelberry, but it hasn't been an easy 10 for Josh Nickelberry.
No, not at all, Adam. He's had to work for everything, and it goes back to Bucknell's used some size on him, but they've also used some speed on him. And his frustration at times here has caused him to take some bad shots. But at the same time, you can tell the kind of talent he is. I'll give Bucknell credit on it. They're doing a great job of switching on him. They're keeping fresh people on him. And as you mentioned earlier, Bucknell's played a lot of people, and they've worn on him a little bit. It's caused them to speed up. And that's part of where their 15 turnovers come from, because they're speeding them up. This 8-minute mark here, it's still 10 though. It's still, with everything going on, you got an 8-minute ball game, 10 points. Let's see what Bucknell does on their next 2 offensive possessions to see how LaSalle, if they play them, see if they stretch the floor. I think they're going to get some, because LaSalle's got to be starting to feel like they got to press it a little bit.
Nickelberry averaging 13.1 points per game. That's a team best for the Explorers. Their game high today, that's Jack Clark off the bench at 16 points. He's 6 for 9 from the field. Off the left side, out of the timeout, Bucknell basketball. Vanderheiden to Rice. Steps left, shot for 3, it's good.
Who did he score on, Adam? Moore. They're just killing their big guys. They're switching. Just can't handle Bucknell's guards with their bigs on the perimeter.
Here's Christian Ray, pivots in, backing down Vanderheiden, back outside it goes Nickelberry. Little hand check, leaves it for Gill, and Gill lost the handle, takes a step with it. Turnover by LaSalle with 7:24 left in regulation. Another turnover for LaSalle.
They're trying to find somebody to take care of the ball.
Their 17th turnover this afternoon.
Too many guys on the floor right now.
Christian Ray comes off. Now Nickelberry will check out as well, as Brantley is in. As is Deshaun Shepard off the bench. Brantley, Shepard, Clark, Moore, and Brickus for LaSalle. Edmonds, Funk, Vanderheiden, Timmerman, and Rice, the 5 starters for the Bison. Rice trying to find a pick. Rolls to the right of it, takes it into the double team. High off the glass, no. Timmerman is there for the rebound, but contact call.
So Xander's very aggressive on Moore going to the basket. once you take your big guy out of it, Bucknell closed down with Timmerman. It leaves all kinds of guards trying to keep our bigs off of the basket.
Timmerman to the free throw line, 80% from the stripe this year. Patriot League Player of the Week, November 29th, logging 17 points per game. First 3 career starts earlier this season.
Very efficient. He said when we say that as coaches, it means when he gets the ball in certain spots, he's able to score. He has good finesse. He's a wide body. Does a great job of positioning. And when they get it into him, usually good things happen. He also kicks it out pretty good.
Second shot is good. Bison shooting just over 81% this season. 10 games in, mind you, but 81% from the free throw line. You got to love that going into the final 7 minutes of every game.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's Brantley. Big pick into a double team. Leave it outside. Clark for 3. Back iron, no. Rebound Rice, and he's tipped from behind. Contact here called against Khalil Brantley.
There's going to be a lot of free throws shot today late in the game.
Well, so far today, Bison are 7 of 8 from the line. LaSalle, not bad at all whatsoever. 6 for 9 from the free throw line. Here comes press. It's Vanderheiden up to Rice. Gets it past that 2-1-2. Outside Edmonds to Rice.
Good patience.
15 to shoot. Rice guarded by Brickus. Dribbles to his right. Pass to the corner, Funk. Down to 7. Back outside. Xander Rice open for 3. No good off the hand. A little strong. Back the other way, LaSalle. Brickus. Outside it goes. Shepard and around. Brantley. Little stutter step right. Shakes the shoulders. Swatted by Edmonds right into the hands of Timmerman. And Rice will slow it down and wait for his teammates to get up the floor. 15-point advantage for the Bison. 6 minutes to go. Timmerman backing in. Spins. Floater up and good. Good turnaround.
Good score down there.
17-point advantage for the Bison. Brantley dumps it underneath. More contact called here. Tipped out of his hands. Timmerman and Rice were both there. And they'll get it on Edmonds. Stops us with 5:36 left here in regulation. Andre Screen set to check back in for Bucknell as Clifton Moore goes to the free throw line. Timmerman to the bench. Andre Screen does check in for the big man. 21 minutes for Alex Timmerman. 5 of 8 shooting, 12 points. He's also collected 6 rebounds. Second shot is good for Moore.
That's efficient.
Heavy pressure here. Edmonds spins around. And Bucknell has the break. Alley-oop.
Oh.
Funk was way too strong for Screen, trying for a little bit of magic down on that side of the floor.
Yeah. Got to have some fun with the game.
Brantley drives in. Screen goes for the big swat, misses everything, and Brantley gets the bucket. 14-point edge. Screen driving in. Trying to back down Moore, draws a double team, pivots up, under, no. And the rebound into the hands of Brickus on the run. Outside, Brantley fakes the pass, shoots the 3, buries it. 17-point lead is taken down a bit. Now an 11-point advantage for the Bison. Rice in the corner, Funk fakes the 3, drives in, kicks it outside. Edmonds back to Funk at the top of the key.
I know people are looking for them to shoot on the open ones, but you're at that point now where you feel pretty good about getting some shots up. Bucknell's in that stage where they're trying to be patient, but you also have to attack it. So they'll figure this out.
Brantley lost the handle but picked it back up. Leaves it outside for Shepard. Brantley to the baseline, travels his way in. It's too strong. Moore the rebound. Backing down Vanderheiden. Shot's no good. Rebound tipped back for 2 by Clark.
Now there you got to get a body on somebody.
8-0 run by LaSalle and a timeout taken. It was a 17-point lead. It's now 72-63. It was 72-55 before this run, and mixed in there is that missed alley-oop, a couple of turnovers and missed shots by the Bison.
And this goes to why the game's played, Adam. Bucknell, they're 2-8 right now. They're trying to figure it out. How many times have they been in this position where they're up trying to get a lead? They've been in nip and tuck games, or they've been behind. So this is another opportunity for Coach Davis and for their squad to understand you got a 10-point lead. You have to stay aggressive, but you also have to be patient. And that's easier said than done. You saw the open shots they're not taking. Well, that's one of those where you don't always want to take the open shot when you have the clock on your side and you're up 10. But then the next possession, you got to be able to take it on the basket and get to the free throw line.
So the timeout, I believe, was taken by LaSalle after hitting that bucket. A little surprised that Nathan Davis didn't want to take one to try to talk to his team. You've got a media break coming up at some point close here, but and that's an 8-0 run that I think you want to stop the momentum of too.
Well, I'm not really sure. I didn't see who did it. If you did, Adam, and LaSalle did it, maybe he saw that he has two guys. He's playing a couple guys a lot of minutes. I don't think they're as deep as Bucknell has been today, especially. So I don't know who took it, but it was a good one, and it was a good one for Bucknell, because if he hadn't, I'm sure Coach Davis was gonna. So maybe he saw he was coming. But this 4-minute mark with a 9-point ball game, LaSalle will keep trying to pressure. Bucknell has to decide, are you going to attack it to score, or you're going to attack it for the clock. And all they have to do is be able to attack it one time and get an easy bucket, and that will give them back their confidence that they need to be able to finish this. But as I said, if you haven't been in this position, you can try to do this in practice all you want, but you're up 10, you're up 12 with 4 or 5 minutes to go, and you haven't been there a lot with a lot of young kids. You're trying to figure it out. The one guy that you can tell really understands it is Andrew Funk, and he's trying to be that veteran leader, trying to make the right decisions on what they're trying to do.
Coming up later today, and Bob Ide talked to Trevor Woodruff at halftime and a couple of the women's team players. At 5 o'clock, the Bison women host George Mason. It's a rare doubleheader. You have the men and women here this afternoon. The men's game at 2, the women playing at 5, all part of their Soika Slam Dunk to benefit Suncom, that silent auction going on. It's a big day here on the campus, and yes, they're winding down. Finals are over. The holidays have approached. Student section limited at best here this afternoon, but the rest of the arena filled up fairly nicely for this Saturday, late December. Mid-December, I should say.
Yeah, and you know, anybody that's been in Lewisburg or been at Soika would know over time, we have a great community support. People come out and really support the Bison in the community. So even when the students aren't here, it gives them other people an opportunity to come out and see us. And the kids, certainly the students are part of it, but until they get into league play, that's when the students really start to show up when they come back second semester. But nice crowd today. Nice to see everybody supporting Soika Slam Dunk and Suncom. It's certainly a wonderful organization that makes a real difference.
A couple of days from now, LaSalle's going to be back on the floor. They take on Drexel. Bucknell is on the road against the Spiders at Richmond on Wednesday nights.
Well,
it's over and we're almost back.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Adam. You go down to Richmond. It's a quality team, one of the picks in Atlantic 10. But I tell you, I know we got 4 minutes to go here, but the way Bucknell has played defensively in person here and getting up in LaSalle, a quick LaSalle team, that's really got to be encouraging for Coach Davis, and they've done it with all their guys. And as far as sharing the basketball, I think they've shared the basketball in a great way today, moving that basketball from side to side against a good LaSalle team. Remember, LaSalle's 5-4, so this isn't a team that didn't come in here with some confidence.
There's Andre's screen. Great look from Funk to Edmonds to screen.
Tremendous setup. You got to give kudos to the staff there. They went side to side, reversal. They knew they were switching and rolled him in. I just love the confidence of what the kids did out of that timeout, and that's the way they've been playing today. Hit a little lull here, where again we weren't sure whether they should shoot it or attack it, but boy, what a nice set play, nice set look.
Screen shooting 80% from the free throw line. The 7-footer hits.
Beautiful. Get your bigs to shoot like that stroke. You're in good shape.
Screen missed a couple of games, been battling an ankle injury. Working the minutes back up here. Getting quality minutes from Vander Hayden and Timmerman. On the left side, Moore, no. Rebound, Andre Screen. Here's Edmonds.
Side to side. Make them have to play you.
3:25 to go. Rice.
Or shoot free throws.
Good crossover. Gets a pick. Draws a double team. Has Screen inside. Ball tipped out of his hand. He gets it back. Bucket and one. Trying to make it back-to-back three-point plays for Andre Screen in the post.
There's nothing you can do with them if you're going to bring your five-man out that high from the basket to double-team the guard. I'll tell you what you're missing and what people are missing today is Xander and Andrew Funk and Edmonds. When they come off of that high double team, they're really being aggressive, dribbling the ball to the weak side, which allows him to open up. They're not allowing that double team to trap him. And that's really important when you're going to attack a team like this.
This is the free throw, so he gets 5 out of the 6 possible. The last 2 trips down the floor. Rebound, Andrew Funk. And he'll slow it down. 3 minutes left in regulation. The lead's back up to 14. A 5-0 run by Andre Screen. Funk tried to break an ankle. Almost broke his in the process on that little stutter step. And get a hand check, a reach here on Brantley. Stops the clock with 2:48 to go here in regulation, 77-63. And now it's Elvin Edmonds, a freshman from Hopewell, Virginia, to the free throw line.
Boy, Xander's father's having a heck of a year at Monmouth. They have a really nice team.
Front half of the 1-on-1, no good. Rebound into the hands of Moore. Off to Brantley. Takes the open look at a 3. No good. Rebound, Andre Screen. Behind the back, shakes the defender. Ball tipped out of the hands and a foul called here. One on either side of Xander Rice. Either Brickus or Brantley giving chase. This will send Xander Rice to the free throw line. Brickus with the foul, that's his first person. Rice shooting 87% from the free throw line. Their trip down to Cancun, Rice was 18 for 18 from the line.
That's what you want out of your point guard.
First shot is good.
Their thing has been, Adam, they've hit certain spells. Either they get down, they've gotten down early and had to fight back, which they're not built like that to come back in a hurry. So they've had that. And then at times they'll get a spell during a game where they won't. But, I mean, they've been in them to win them. They have certainly been competitive. They're getting a lot of play from a lot of different guys. And I think coaches should be very excited about what happened here today coming out of finals.
Officials will stop action here as they'll put 2 seconds back on the clock, back up to 2:30 remaining.
They caught that one. I always thought, let the clock operator do the clock. I want you to make the calls.
Got a lot to pay attention to. Here's Brantley off to Clark. Clark back to Brantley. Drives into a triple team. Ball tipped, heading our direction. Brickus picks it up before it hit the sideline. 17 to shoot. High dribble, almost a carry. Passes outside. Shepard for 3, and he buries it.
Tried to find another shooter in here. They weren't getting it done. I don't think he played in the first half, but you could tell they put him in to shoot the basketball.
First basket for Deshaun Shepard. Andrew Funk goes crossover. Leaves off for Rice. Under 2 minutes to go. Funk. Cross court. Edmonds for 3 to answer, and he got it. A Red Robin 3 for Elvin Edmonds. Brantley drives, goes baseline, flips it back outside. Brickus. Bison are 50% from three-point range. Pass inlet, tipped out, and Edmonds will come back with it. 82-66, Bucknell with the lead. Little under a minute and a half left. Rice guarded by Brickus.
Whole lot of confidence gained today, Adam. Whole lot.
Down on 10. Pull up from the foul line, little fall away, no. Rebound goes to screen, new shot clock for the Bison. And Vanderhuyden was on the sideline, had a heel hit the line as he corralled that pass. A turnover by the Bison, 65 seconds left.
Right from the very first possession with Jake knocking down a three after LaSalle hit one, you can see that confidence level.
Brantley trying to shake off Edmonds, kick it outside. Shepard just inside the arc, hits. Good looking shot, one step inside.
Very impressed defensively.
Bison come in, scoring about 74 per game, giving up 82 per game. Well, they've got 82 on their side today, giving up 68. Off the right side, Vanderhuyden, inlet to screen, pass tipped away. LaSalle comes back the other way. Brantley drives in. Throws a shot up and good over top of Edmonds. It's the Bison, no need to foul, no need to go in any harder with contact here. Up by 12. Shot clock is off, and the Bison will take this one, pick up their third victory of the season.
Take that one.
Down on 15 to go in regulation. You see the fans giving the ovation as Bucknell has a 12-point lead. And that is how this one will finish up.
Good job, Coach Davis.
As time expires, Bucknell gets the victory. 82-70 our final score. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, Bob Hyde will check in with Nathan Davis and Andrew Funk. Bucknell gets the win, their third victory of the season. Back to Soika in just a moment on MyTV. Bucknell gets the win 82-70. Let's send it to the court with Bob Hyde and Andrew Funk.
Thank you, Adam. Andrew, 22 points today. How happy you get the win, especially coming off of finals and the season you have so far?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. We had a big break. We were chomping at the bit to get back out here. It was great. We got contributions from all over the place, and Coach D always says wins a lot better than losing, so it was awesome.
How about your game? It took you a couple minutes to get started, but once you got going, personally, you started really clicking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think our big guys, down low, kind of just opened up the whole entire lane for me. I got a lot more buckets in the paint than I usually do, and I think that was all created. They were sealing hard. Their whole defense was worried about them, so that made things easy for me. So I think that is what really got it going.
How does this help you now going the rest of the way?
Oh yeah, it's big. This is kind of the first game where I think we kind of put together a full 40 minutes. Obviously, there's tough stretches, but at the end of the day, we played a really good game for two halves. So I think that was the biggest thing for us.
Let's bring your coach in, Nathan Davis, and Nate, can this help you going the rest of the way? I mean, you played the last couple of games, you only scored in the 60s. You come out, you score 80 today. What did you like about the way you played?
Well, I thought we played with a tremendous focus and effort and intensity. We were able to get out and have some good practice sessions. School's out of session, so we finally didn't have guys in class till 9 o'clock. We were able to get out here and work on some things at both ends. I thought we had tremendous energy defensively, and it carried over offensively.
You play a lot of guys today. Was that intentional?
Yeah, that's the way we're going to play. We want to play up-tempo. We want to play high-intensity defense. You can't play 40 minutes that way. We got some talented guys. We're inexperienced, so they got to get a chance to learn as we go along here. So the more games we play will help, but that's the plan every year. We're going to play 10 or 11 guys every game.
Okay, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Big win today, guys, and hopefully now they hit the road, 5 of the next 7. Hopefully now this might catapult them getting some more wins as before they begin Patriot League play.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks to Andrew Funk and Coach Nathan Davis. Bison shoot 56% from the floor. They were outstanding from three-point range all afternoon long, 8 of 16 from those Red Robin threes, and 10 of 13 from the free throw line. A solid performance from start to finish this afternoon for the Bison.
Yeah, very impressive. I really liked what Edmonds and Rice did in the backcourt. 8 assists, 2 turnovers. They handled LaSalle's pressure, which we said they had to do. And then I talked all game long. Andrew Funk really let the game come, and then when it was time, he just exploded. Really knows how to score and how to play, and obviously contribution. So Bucknell ought to feel awfully good about a lot of the things that they did today. And when Coach talks about energy, he's talking about everybody that came off the bench played with the same purpose and the same tempo. So what a great win at home, and bottle this thing up and head to Richmond.
The leading scorer for LaSalle was Jack Clark with 18 points. Andrew Funk, a game-high 22. The Bison had 4 players in double figures this afternoon. Want to thank the entire crew from WQMY My TV for all of the outstanding work that you have seen here this afternoon. Our next broadcast coming up in January as the Bison take on Navy here at Soika late in the month of January. Coach, it's been a pleasure. Let's run it back next month.
Always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you.
For
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to our viewing audience. For Pat Flannery, I'm Adam Marco. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. The Bison get the win, 82-70 over LaSalle on WQMY, My TV from Learfield.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.